Then come January, the start of the PGA Tour season, and as of right now, the season is scheduled to start as it has for the past couple decades with the Hawaii swing, but that could be changing in the coming days. That's because starting on September the 2nd, the Plantation Course at Kapalua will be shutting down for 60 days to protect its water-starved courses during a dispute over the handling of a century-old water system on Maui. Now, because of the damage to the course, officials have stated their concerns over whether Kapalua will be ready to host the Sentry in January, but no decision has been made. Welcome in Mark Rolfing. Now, Mark, you know this area better than anybody. What is the latest news with this situation?
Well, obviously the pictures tell a pretty big story there. When I look at those, I think of the people on Maui and the island and just how much they have been through in the last couple of years. When you think about it, it's been a very difficult time out there, and the painstakingly difficult recovery process from the Lahaina wildfires of 2 years ago is really still only in its beginning stages. And now you have this. So what exactly is this? As you said, it's a severe and prolonged drought, and it's a water delivery system that goes from the Pu'ukukui watershed, which is up high in the West Maui Mountains. That is the primary water source. It's the delivery system down the hill, which is 100 years old. It's in disrepair. It's not working properly at all. And that is the real issue. So you combine those two things, and you can see why these stories are circulating about the Sentry being in jeopardy. And for the most part, the stories have been pretty accurate. What was the situation a week ago? I can tell you this, Damon. A week ago, there was no chance that tournament could be held in 4 months on Maui. I would say absolutely no chance. Okay, why? Well, the system that we were under at that time was a Tier 4 regulation of water, which is the most severe restriction. 0 water was allowed for golf courses for irrigation. And in fact, the Plantation Course had not had any water since the 25th of July, so that would have been over a month. And the course was dying. I mean, and it was dying quickly, it really was. But I will tell you this, over the weekend, 2 things happened. 2 monumental decisions happened. The first one was, with the help of the PGA Tour and tremendous work there, and the site, the TY Corporation, and the sponsor Sentry, and the county and the state, they somehow convinced the Water Commission to temporarily lift that restriction and allow some water to be put on the golf course from a different source. Not the source at the top of the mountain, but a source closer by. That was decision number 1. Decision number 2, and this one is equally as important, if not more. The owner of the golf course, TY Corporation, and specifically Tadashi and I, made the decision to shut down the courses at least for 60 days, beginning this Monday. And then that was something that absolutely had to happen, because if you think about it, you can put down a lot of water on a golf course, but if paid customers are tromping around on it, nothing is going to work. And so he has foregone millions of dollars of revenue to make that decision, and that is being done totally for the hope of trying to maintain that tournament and have that tournament there. I can't even begin to describe how much the tournament and the Sentry means to the island of Maui. It is part of their mana, as we call it out there, spirit. It's part of the lifeblood of the island, and there are so many needy charities that really have all of their revenue for an entire year, some of them even, that comes from that tournament. So losing the tournament would be a devastating thing. And I will tell you now, after the 2 big decisions that were made last weekend, there is hope. There is no guarantee by any means, but there's hope. And I did get a report yesterday that the grass is starting to react a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit of green again. There's a long way to go, but there's hope.